Hello Gunners, welcome to another video, and today we've got some quite interesting stuff. We've got pundits calling out Bukayo Saka, saying he's arrogant, he's a disgrace, which I found quite ridiculous. We've also got footage coming out showing how the Real Madrid players acted after Bukayo Saka missed the penalty. We've got Martinelli silencing his critics. Yes, there was players who currently play football, Djed, Spence, who were criticising Martinelli, and now he's definitely got his get back. And we've got some really nice contract news for Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Nwaneri, and of course Bukayo Saka. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe, hit the like as well. It is always greatly appreciated. The support has been really good lately, so thank you to you guys for that. But let us start here. Real Madrid, let's just go a bit backwards because they're still talking quite a lot, and I just thought, okay, let me just silence them again and let's look at the Saka penalty miss and how they reacted. So just have a look, a look here. Saka misses the penalty here, Courtois a decent save, and just look how the Real Madrid players sort of act. I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? That is absolutely ridiculous. Vinicius there talking to Marino, Rodrigo talking at Saka. I really like that from Odegaard. A lot of people have been criticising Odegaard and saying he doesn't show enough captaincy, he's weak, he's thimble. But here it was a moment where we saw the captain that Odegaard can be. But I just thought it was quite arrogant, quite disrespectful from the Real Madrid players. What has he done there? It is what it is, And I think, you know what? I'm happy they did it because now they look silly. They look absolutely silly because we saw what Saka ended up doing in the second half. Chipping it over Courtois and shushing them. But that's not it. Let's move on from that. Let me know your thoughts on this. To be honest, I thought, it's kind of ridiculous. And they deserve to have lost the game because if you're going to be jumping like that in the first minute, it already shows you're weak and scared. Saka's mentality is so good. He didn't even get affected one bit by whatever those Madrid players was doing. But here's the main thing, and shout out AFC Max who sent me this on Twitter, showed me this, and I was like, wow, Van der Vaart really said this. So let's have a listen. Saka overrated himself when he took that penalty. Look at me, I'm about to steal the show. No, you're a normal player, you need to work very hard every day, and what you did is a disgrace. He thinks he belongs to world-class players, he doesn't. How miserable is this? I mean, my word, Van der Vaart, I get it, you were a somewhat decent player. But what? Really? He's a disgrace. If that had gone in, everybody would have been saying that's cheeky from Saka, brilliant, the composure. So why belittle it when it doesn't come off? I just found this really strange. You do not belong in the world-class players for missing a penalty? Saka is world-class from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday. And now your opinions and you're viewing Saka not as world-class because he missed a penalty? Really? And he's calling him a disgrace? And about Saka wanting to steal the show? When has Saka ever put in a performance where you're like, this guy is trying to steal the show? I feel like this is just someone who is sad, sorry, upset, and is just trying to make drama for no reason and obviously get people like me to react to it because, what? Really? Really, it is really shocking me that Van der Vaart, professional footballer himself, I'm sure I could pull up clips of him doing some dodgy stuff and missing open chances, open goals, because he was a striker himself. I wouldn't sort of say he's a disgrace, but he feels like he could say that to Saka just because I think he did play for Real Madrid, this Van der Vaart. It's just salt again. It's always salt. No mention of the Saka goal and the brilliance and the composure. And was that stealing the show, Van der Vaart? Or was that just a player who's annoyed you because he's knocked out the team you wanted to win? There's no way he genuinely thinks Saka is a disgrace and that, he's not world-class because he missed a penalty. I mean, it shocks me. Let me know down below your thoughts on this, but it really did shock me. But anyway, Saka does what Saka does. Dinks it over Courtois, shushes the Bernabeu, shushes the critics, shushes Carvajal, who also was a nuisance. A lot of people trying to get into his head. Shushes the Madrid players who were coming to win at the penalty. That's what I love to see. Mentality monster. We've got players now who have brilliant mentalities. We really do. And I'm just so pleased that Bukayo Saka was able to sort of bounce back, show that mentality, dink it over Courtois. How beautiful is that? He misses by a dink, but scores by a dink. It's absolutely, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful to see. But anyway, let's get on to the Martinelli stuff, because for me, Martinelli has been absolutely incredible lately, and he's certainly been sort of silencing his critics. So let's have a listen to what Djed Spence had to say about Gabby, and sort of, what's changed ever since this sort of interview came out.
Literally a 1v1 battle, then I don't think there's many out
What
there.
about my boy, Martinelli? Like, we all know, he's known for... Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen...
There was a couple of players coming out and saying Martinelli isn't that good. He's there, he's got potential, but he's not really that hard of an opposition, or like Aina and Djed Spence. But I mean, ever since this has come out, like I've said, the fortunes of Martinelli has changed. Martinelli is now going to be playing in a Champions League semi-final against PSG, whilst Djed Spence is laughing away and is, unfortunately, he's been dropped for himself. I understand backing yourself, but as a player, if I'm Martinelli and I'm seeing the way people talk about me, that's firing me up. And it certainly has. We saw the flick he did against Fulham, fantastic. The goal against Ipswich, really, really good. The goal against Real Madrid, really good. The performance at home against Real Madrid, very, very good. Something enlightened in Martinelli. And looking at this form, the last 2 games, 2 goals, good ratings in there. I don't think ratings is a fair metric to sort of look at things, but hey, he really is performing. And let's look at Djed Spence ever since this came out. He's been involved in every game Tottenham have lost in the last 3. How about that for a stat? How about that for a stat? Djed Spence was benched in the only game Tottenham have won in the past few weeks. And it just shows how quickly football can change. Now, if Martinelli is asked about Djed Spence, he'll laugh, because if Tottenham were to play Arsenal, Djed Spence wouldn't even play, because he's not even a first choice option. That's the reality of things. But I'm so proud of Martinelli, so proud about how the way he's going about things, because ultimately this hurts a footballer. We saw him 15 goals in a season. Even this season he's got what? I think it's seven assists and 6 goals. He's got 12 goals and assists combined, which is pretty good for a player who's been injured and has been suffering quite a bit this season in terms of form and the system. So he's still doing pretty good numbers, to be honest. But this really, when I look back at this interview from Spence, I thought, yeah, Martinelli was ignited when there was a lot of talk about him. And I'm just so proud of him. Anyway, let's get on to the good news, the good contract news. Arsenal are progressing very well in their talks to extend the contract of Bukayo Saka. The Arsenal talisman is set to become the highest paid player at the football club. Fully deserved. Fully deserved for me. Bukayo Saka deserves to be the highest paid player at Arsenal. He's the best player, simple as that. The way he plays, the confidence he instills in the team, the love he has for the team, all of these things, he deserves to be the highest paid player. And I hope he stays forever. It would break me if I saw Bukayo Saka leave my club, because he's just so good. He's so good. The confidence he gives the rest of the boys as well. He's the guy that's really led this project along, if you think about it. The first one, we all remember the Instagram post of, "You deserve more," Arsenal fans, and I mean, he's backed it up. So deserves Saka to be getting this new deal. And of course, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri are now in the final stages as well for their contracts, which is fantastic news. 2 top talents. I mean, Miles Lewis-Skelly has been absolutely incredible. Ethan as well. He's not been starting as much recently, but he's coming into games, making an impact. He scored against Ipswich. He's now got, I think, 10 goal contributions this season as an 18-year-old. That's absolutely incredible. He might be 17. I get confused sometimes. I think he's now 18, but it's incredible. Skelly, we've known about him and his quality this season starting is unreal. So massive for us to get these 2 contracts done. And I mean, number 49, number 53, it's been a fairy tale season for them both. And I can't wait. I hope we can really help them and we can get into a Champions League final and win it. Because these boys, the effort they've put in this season with the injuries has been really good. Now on to the Crystal Palace game. Tomorrow it will be. It's hard to get up for these games, really. But to be honest, as a football fan, as an Arsenal lover, seeing my team play, regardless of what there is to play for in the Premier League, is always a blessing. I hope to see a couple of minutes in there for Ethan Nwaneri. Congratulations to Nathan Butler as well for coming on to make his debut. He had a nice little shot on target. It was nice for him. It really was nice for him. But yeah, that is it for now, Gunners. And until next time, peace.